Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So there's one very important question that mainstream media and the government have to answer for. And that question is, why did you lie to us? Why did you lie to us time and time again when we as the people said that we don't agree with the Expropriation Act because the government is going to overstep and start expropriating for nil compensation? Which, by the way, some politicians and mainstream media outlets still don't understand that null is equal to zero. Now, they told us that, oh, don't worry about this, this Expropriation Act doesn't allow the government just to take land willy-nilly. But in actual fact, that is exactly what is happening right now. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this. That's right. Expropriation laws used to take 30 million land without paying. And this is over this past weekend, by the way. A court battle is erupting over the expropriation of a 34-hectare property in the city of Ekurhuleni without compensation, which the previous owners claim was worth 30 million rand. According to business lobby group Echoleni, the property is called portion 406 of the Driefontein farm, which was expropriated without compensation in 2019. While the City of Ekurhuleni has stated that the expropriation is make better use of the land and build houses for the poor, Echoleni said the real intent is to test the limits of Section 25 of the Constitution and the country's expropriation laws. The property in question was explicitly stated by the city to be part of various test cases for expropriation without compensation back in 2018. Now, Section 25 of the Constitution allows the government to expropriate land in the public interest, but specifies that it cannot be arbitrary deprivation of property and that compensation must be just and equitable. The ANC government had previously attempted to change the constitution to allow for expropriation without compensation, but this was unsuccessful. Instead, it pushed through new laws, being the Expropriation Act signed by President Cyril Ramaphosa at the start of the year, which allows the state to put forward nil as the value of the compensation. Which is zero, but not according to Dean McPherson and a bunch of other members of parliament. Legal experts have stressed that the Expropriation Act still needs to align with Section 25 of the Constitution and that the null compensation provision has to be tested in court to see if this is the case. The test is now coming soon. According to Echoleni, 6 years after the initial notice of expropriation in February 2019, the matter is now scheduled for court-directed mediation in October and an 18-day trial in February 2026. It noted that at the time of expropriation, the owner was applying for development rights and the property was valued at no less than 30 million, with independent valuations since then ranging as high as 64 million. If market-related compensation is not restored, the case will herald an economic, political and social crisis in South Africa, it said. So I'm not going to go too far into the reason they offered no compensation, according to them, is the property was vacant and had been vacant for 30 years. The property had no improvements and had not improved for 30 years. There were no leases and had no leases for 30 years. The property had never been sold at market value. So it goes on and on to talk about, in essence, why they want to offer no compensation. But ultimately, the thing that we need to ask here is, why did they wait so long for it until now? And the simple answer to that is because they have the Expropriation Act law now. Because as much as the media wanted to tell you that they will never ever take land away and give nothing in return, this is exactly what they're trying to do now. This was the intended purpose of the Expropriation Act. Many of the things that they couldn't get done under the previous laws, they had to now create the new Expropriation Act in order to do this. And then their justification is, okay, well, nothing has been done on the property for 30 years. Now, let me just give you an example. You know that metros expand. And in Nelson Mandela Bay, as an example, there's a beautiful coastal area that is still untouched. But a lot of people bought land in order for 20 to 30 years from now, their children could do something with that property. They bought the rights to the land, they own the land, and why must the government interfere with them needing to upgrade things or work on the land? They paid for it. End of discussion. That's it. The land belongs to them, and if they want to do nothing with the land, then so be it. Who is the government to dictate what should happen on private property? But once again, mainstream media has been bullshitting people by saying, no, these right-leaning podcasters and racists and right extremists, which they call us for just speaking the truth, they're saying don't believe them. They are panicking. They are causing this divide because they just want to go against the government. Expropriation without compensation will never happen. Here we are. It's scheduled for October and then for an 18-day trial in February 2026. So my honest question to the government and to the mainstream media outlets that consistently spoke shit about people that said this is going to be Zimbabwe 2.0, this is them wanting to take not only land but your property, meaning it is the ground and it is the house on top of it and everything in the house that they can take. And mainstream media was like, no, don't talk cock. And the government was saying, oh, we don't have intentions for that. But this is exactly what is taking place now. So, once again, the question I have to the media is, why did you lie to us with regards to the implementation of the Expropriation Act? And don't forget who all is part of this. As much as the DA want to say that the Expropriation Act was discussed and approved under the 6th administration, which is the previous, members of parliament, they campaigned on this. They said, help us stop expropriation without compensation. Help us stop the Bella Bill. Help us stop the NHI. Why would they campaign on those things leading up to the 2024 election if they knew they couldn't do anything about that? Both is terrible. So whether they can't do anything about it now, the question is, why then did you lie to your voters and campaigned on it? And then on the other side, you can say, well, why are you supporting this? Why aren't you forcing the president to stop this? And if you aren't, which they clearly aren't, they say they're taking this to court, but okay, you're part of the government, so you're taking yourself to court. It doesn't make any sense. But once again, another thing where independent media and podcasters in South Africa has finally been shown to have been telling the truth from the start, and mainstream media are the ones that were lying to you and calling us out for saying that we are lying and we are spreading misinformation. What now? What now? With this property worth 30 million rand that the government wants to take away because nothing has been done on that property in order to build low-cost housing for poor people. So you are taking somebody's rightful property away that they purchased and you want to do your own thing with it. How is that in the best interest of South Africa when you are fundamentally stripping people of the rights of things that they paid for that belong to them? And on a whim, you want to decide that, no, it's no longer yours. When this Pandora box is open in South Africa, there's no closing it. And then we are heading for a Zimbabwe 2.0. So be very careful and hold mainstream media responsible. Hold the government responsible. And hold the political party that you voted for that said that they're campaigning against this but now are clearly in favor of it because they stole in the GNU government. Hold them accountable and ask them, why did you lie to us? And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash the like button. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you enjoy my content and you enjoy this channel, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. That's all I got to say. Till later. Cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.